Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EURUSD. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Greetings everybody, guys. Today I think we could take a look again in the euro currency, because actually, to be honest, right now it's not really a big deal what currency to watch for, because markets across the board stands rather quiet in tight ranges, since everybody expect the speech of the Donald Trump on inauguration. So inauguration is looming, and it's probably will be very important, some kind of the trigger for the market, because market was preparing for this event for a week or even longer, and you see some exciting on the market, and market is a bit overextended. So due to these expectations, due to some fascinating of the investors around this event, because they just this action that we see right now on the markets, they are not really, it seems it's a bit not quite normal. It's a bit exacerbating in the prediction. So some kind of the, I don't know how to better to say, overall atmosphere that stands around this event. So this very high priced event, an expected event. So after that, the situation could change really significantly, because depending on what Donald Trump will say, it could lead to significant reaction in the market. For example, if he will say anything, that will be a negative sign for the dollar, and market really could react negatively. I mean, upward action could continue. At the same time, the details about some measures of protection for United States economy, some stimulus, tax cut, if it will be clear information on the big expenses amount in the United States economy, that also could lead to depression of the dollar in the short term. So that's why, as you can see, it's preparation, some kind of retracement. So markets has abandoned temporarily previous trends. So as we said, in the euro currency, logical to suggest market stands just 200 pips above the major target. So about the parity, it suggests a downward continuation. But as you can see, trend was paused temporarily, and market just switched to some longer retracements of some kind of the expectation of the big event that could become really turning point. And that's why market just let's call it as decided to spend some time inside the retracement, because range of the additional range that we have on the recent 2 week is not significant. So in fact, mostly it stands at the same area as it was, but the number of sessions inside of this area is really significant. So it's almost the same 2 weeks here as it was here, but major retracement has completed that point. That's why all setups that we have discussed in other currencies, as Australian dollar, Japanese yen, double repo, Canadian dollar, euro currency, so everything stands in place, and probably today's session will be the triggering point for all these patients. Maybe they will fail, maybe something will start to work. So depending on what Trump will say. So on the technical picture, guys, speaking on the euro currency in particular, so daily picture stands the same as we said. So our target for current retracement is 108.55, 108.40 area. It's right here, major fib resistance. It still could be reached, for example, today, but in general, this will not change the overall picture. That still will be just retracement, because to break overall long-term trend on the market should move about 116 area. So cancel the previous swing down and establish reverse upward reversal swing on a monthly chart. Only in this case we could say yes, probably the market will not go to parity and will show some other action. But until market stands with these retracements, especially if it will reach just 108.40 and turn down, this will be just deep retracement. That's why currently we do not see any reasons to change our view, and technically we do not see any signs that could push us to reassessment of overall situation. That's why we think maybe market will hit this 108.50, complete this double side retracement to the upside, Well, but still, currently we expect that market should touch these targets. On the intraday charts, we also see that market stands with the bullish action very nice. It's butterfly. Our butterfly stands here. ABCD pattern, inner pattern also works. Upward accelerations here we see. So it's in general supports the idea that probably market could jump slightly high. Besides, take a look. 2 points of the most recent points here. First of all, targets has been hit yet, so you can see 107.35. It's ABCD target. ABC bottom hasn't reached yet, and the 107 butterfly hasn't been reached. At the same time, second point is take a look at this price behavior. The flag pattern that we have discussed a couple days ago has been broken up, as we have suggested, based on action that we discussed below this resistance. Right now, market has retested the broken trend line, as you can see, tested, also touched the weekly pivot point slightly, and turn up again. So right now it again stands above this border and above the weekly pivot point. This in general keeps overall bullish pattern, bullish tendency intact, and it's still working, and keeps chance on today action to continue move high. So it seems that if even something will be said in the favor of the United States dollar, and if even will drop in general by the end of the session, but based on the volatility that market probably will get today, on some spikes and occasional jumps, this market just could complete this target. So that's why we think that this target probably will be completed anyway today. But if now the question whether the market will continue further to the 108.40 area, that will demand some real new inputs on Donald Trump steps in the economy, and that's will just the volatility will not be enough just to complete this target. So this target probably will be hit, but that one is the question of the Donald Trump speech. So we'll see what will happen. Besides, guys, on an hourly chart, as you can see, market stands in the tight action. So market in fact forming the wedge pattern here, and it's the range of the wedge is tightening and tightening. So it's press on the market, and it need the relief. And today probably it could get it. So either it will show the upward breakout and continuation to our next target, or this market will just touch the upper border, complete the targets, nearest targets as we said here, and then drop down, because wedge pattern will need to be broken sooner or later. And taking into consideration what the session today we will get, probably should be rather soon rather than later. So all that we could do right now is just to wait and see what will happen and what will be market reaction. But in general, as I said, we mostly think that this is still a retracement. This market could hit this target, but later downward action should continue when this some kind of the overreaction on expecting of this event will exhaust it, and the event of the Donald Trump inauguration will come. In a short-term perspective on today's session, we think that this target should be hit anyway, despite what will happen next. But this target will stand under question, depend on what Donald Trump will say. That's what we see on the euro currency.